All right. Welcome to Ambitiously Average Studio. It is the coffee chat, and unfortunately, I've already devoured my coffee. So I'll be doing this sober today. Anyways, welcome to Ambitiously Average Studio, our Friday weekly coffee chat. This is the chat where we just get together, talk shop, or talk shit. Take your pick. Today, we're talking shop. Um, Our target today, our topic today is we're going to be reviewing, we will be ranking um, workout splits today. So when we think workout splits, we're thinking upper body, lower body, or do I do full body, or Arnold was the greatest of all time. I should use his split and do chest and shoulders, and then back and biceps, and so on and so forth. Um, each of these has their pros and cons, and we're going to kind of talk about those today while we do them. So, when we talk about ranking them, we're going to look at a few different factors. Um, we're going to look at sustainability over the long term, over the course of a month, a few months, a year. How sustainable is it to do? We'll look at results for the general population. If the everyday person who's not competing for a competition or to be the world's biggest, strongest person, how effective are these? We'll look at how time efficient they are relative to a normal person's schedule. If you've got kids that play sports, if you play sports, if you've got volunteer duties and other things going on in your life, how time efficient are these workouts? Another aspect we'll look at is injury risk. If you do this over time, how likely are you to injure yourself, either from directly from working out or as a byproduct of your body's too fatigued and you've kind of reached a point of overtraining and thus you're more susceptible to injury. Our last category will be in adherence. So we'll look at all these factors and say how easy it is to maintain this schedule over time and see results that are going to stick, that you're not going to fall off and have to keep jumping back on. So that'll kind of be what we're looking at today. I've got my tier list up here. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, what I'm going to do is make sure I should be able to log in from my phone. Sure enough. All right, wonderful. We are live. We are in there. All right. So I'm going to be looking at the screen that y'all are going to be seeing. So forgive me for not looking directly at the camera all the time. All right. So where do we start? Let's start at a fan favorite. Fan favorite meaning most people, excuse me, that I've met prefer this because they're kind of grouping their split by function. Um, push, pull, legs. Oh, hold on. I think I'm on the wrong tab here. Here we go. Push, pull, legs will be our first one. So with push, pull, legs, this is a 3-day split, meaning one day you're going to be working on your pushing muscles, which is typically the front of your body, the anterior piece So this is going to be things like push-ups, bench press, shoulder press, probably anything that involves you pushing a weight away from you or towards the sky is going to kind of fall into this category. Um, Pulling is going to be all of your posterior muscles, your legs. Wow, your legs. Your lats, your lats, rear delts, kind of those upper traps, shrugging motions. Probably deadlifts would fall into here as well. And we've got legs, which is going to be obviously the entire lower body, calves, quads, hamstrings. Um, Looking at this from a sustainability perspective, push pull legs to get good growth in, if you're looking to get larger, get stronger, you want to hit everything probably twice a week. So with that, with this split of push pull legs, that's 3 days. So you're looking at 5 to 6 days a week of working out. That's almost every day. Um, the good thing is, if you do only get in 3 days and you hit a push, a pull, and a legs, you're still in pretty decent shape, but you're not going to see the growth that you probably want by selecting this workout split, um, which ultimately makes it like a medium to high time commitment. You really have to like plan out your week, give each of those a dedicated 2 days, and you've only got one rest day. So if you miss a day and you want to make it up, there's only one day left to choose from. Um, what else? What else? From the what's our other factor? Injury risk. Um, I would probably classify the injury risk as a medium to high, just because we are 6 days a week is a lot on the body. It's a lot of demands, so you have to make sure you're eating enough, sleeping enough, giving those muscles enough time to recover. And with high volume training like this, um, your body just breaks down faster, right? You really have to pay attention to the recovery piece in these kind of programs. So with that, I'm going to put it into the medium to high kind of category. All things considered, you're going to get good results if you're consistent with it. You're going to get great results. You're going to lose fat like crazy. You're going to see huge muscle gains, huge strength gains, especially if you're getting to each group twice a week. You'll love the changes you see. Um, as far as adherence, it's a bit tough. I would probably, on a scale of S tier being the top and D being the absolute worst, I'm gonna put this in B tier, A tier. We'll start in A tier. I think it's a great split. Um, Function makes it very easy to decide what exercises to do if you're new. So if if you want to do some sleds, you know that's going to go into push day. Um, if you want to do deadlifts, that can be a pull day. It makes it very easy to split up the workouts and bucket them for growth. Um, Time commitment, bit larger, but if you're only aiming for one of each a day, then you've got plenty of time to make that up. So I'm going to put that in A tier. Let's see, let's see. Let's do body part split. So this is more of a bodybuilder style split, in my opinion. This is for people that are looking to really grow in size, meaning you want to focus on a single muscle section. So if we're working on chest one day, we're just focused on the chest, the serratus anterior, maybe the front delts, and the triceps. Honestly, with the split, you're probably just going to be focused on the delts and the serratus anterior. Um, Arms would probably just have their own day of curls and tricep extensions. Um, this is a tough one because this you're looking at a very low sustainability factor here, in my opinion, because you're dialed in so much that you're working every day. Um, and if you miss a day, you're either doubling up on a day or you're going to fall behind. It's one of those splits where you really have to be consistent to see the results you want and to see even results. If you skip legs every week because it falls on a Wednesday and Wednesday's your busy day, you'll have chicken legs. No, everyone's gonna be talking about you behind your back. Not really. Yeah. So I feel like with this one, your results are going to be a bit limited in the sense that you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, hitting each group evenly. You'll have plenty of time to rest, obviously, between muscle groups, but it does put a lot more on each group that you have to manage and maintain and make sure that you're staying balanced. Uh, from a time perspective, I don't think you're going to get the return on investment that you would like in general. Because again, if you're missing a lot of days, you're not gonna see the progress because you're not hitting all of the muscle groups with enough frequency or intensity to see the gains that you'll probably want to see. Um, this has a relatively low risk of injury, I would say. With the splitting of things, there's a little longer of a rest period in between sessions per muscle group. So you might be doing chest once a week or twice a week at the beginning and the end. Adherence, I'm going to put this in the low category. If if you can keep up with this, you're a monster. You have extreme discipline, and you are on a mission. Um, Overall, I'm going to give this split a C. It's hard to manage, it's hard to sustain, it's hard to follow. And yeah, if you miss days, it starts backing up quick. You'll feel overwhelmed. You'll start seeing imbalances. Like you have to be dedicated, in my opinion, to get this one going and get it going well. Mm, let's do full body. Full body is a good one. So with full body training, people will typically recommend 2 to 3 times a week. That's hitting every muscle group in one session, 2 to 3 times a week, giving you 2 to 3 days, giving you a day or two in between training sessions to recover. With full body sessions, you're typically not doing the volume that you would do in a push pull leg or a body part split, where you're really focused on tearing down that muscle. Full body, we're typically worried about coordinating the body together as a unit, which kind of spreads the load. With that load spread, less wear and tear. Um, so it's very easy to recover from it. You can bounce back much faster than doing a dedicated leg day or a dedicated chest day and then trying to come back 2 days later and do another chest day. Uh, from a sustainability point, if you're working the entire body every session, it's very easy to keep things in a motion, right? If you work out on Monday and Wednesday gets busy, you can go Thursday and then you can still go Friday, or you can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, you've got out of 7 days a week, if you're only working out 2 or 3 of them and you're hitting every body part, you're going to hit every body part at least twice a week. things are going to melt off, things are going to grow. And as long as your form is solid, you won't see those imbalances that you'll see if you miss chest day every week, if you miss leg day every week. It's just go in, work the entire body, and you're good to go. Um, for the general average person that doesn't have time to do these long workouts or worry about the details of their physique, excuse me, um, this split gives excellent results. Um, I typically recommend full body for most people, especially beginners, and especially for anyone who's not working out for size. If you're not working out for size, there's almost no reason to do a split at all, honestly. Just, I don't want my muscles to grow massive. I just want to function in everyday life. So, um, I think the time, the investment, the return on investment for your time is 100% here, the best out of all of these for the average person. Looking at it from the injury perspective, I put this in the low category. With full body, you're typically not lifting as heavy and putting as much of that burden on a single muscle. With that distribution of the weight, you're less likely to injure yourself. Things are less likely to tear, break. It's less likely that you're using a heavy enough weight that you could be crushed under it. And again, with 2 to 3 full body working sessions a week, you're touching every muscle group at least twice. If you miss a day, it's very easy to get back on track and find somewhere else in your schedule. I'm going to put this one in S tier. Just the most bang for your buck, the most flexibility, the easiest to stick to. Uh, It really doesn't get much better than a full body 2 to 3 times a week workout. Moving on, we've got, let's do upper lower. We'll do upper lower. So with upper lower, what this split is doing a day dedicated to just legs and a day dedicated to your entire upper body. So that's chest, that's back, that's arms, that's shoulders, that's probably core. I tend to bunch core in with lower body versus upper body um, because those two coordinate, pun intended, more together, in my opinion, than the upper body and the core. Um, with this split, you're looking at hitting each one twice a week. So that's 4 sessions a week, 4 days out of 7. You've got 3 days left over. So it's very easy to make up some of those days. And even if you just hit one upper and one lower session a week, that's still leagues ahead of most people. And you'll see some okay results. But if you can get in twice a week, you'll love the results. Sorry, twice a week per muscle group, per split, 2 uppers, 2 lowers. You'll see great results. Um, Great size gains, great strength gains, especially if you double up on lower body. If you have to prioritize, that saying for squat for bigger biceps, 100% true. Squats are great for the body and they generate a lot of testosterone, which forces everything else to grow. As a time commitment, I'm going to put this at a medium because you're hitting that 4 day mark as a 3, 4 day mark as a minimum. So if you do miss a day or you have to shuffle things around, it can get a bit tight and you can fall behind sometimes. So we'll give it a medium kind of judgment there. As far as injury goes, probably put it in the same realm. You'll probably be lifting heavier weights, but in an upper lower split, if you're lifting heavier weights, you should always have a spotter. want to make sure that you're not getting crushed. Um, Adherence, I would put this as high. It's easy to stick to, easy to split up what you're working on. You'll have a day with chest press, rows, deadlifts, that kind of thing. All of your pulling motions, and legs will be all your leg curls, squats. Um, Overall, I'm gonna give this one an A. Probably put it above push-pull legs. Actually, I'm gonna put it above only for the sustainability factor. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna put it above just for the sustainability factor. Um, Having the ability to make up that day easier, I think gives it just that slight bit more edge, but nothing too crazy. We've got one more split, and this is known as the Arnold split. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, probably the greatest bodybuilders of all time. His split was chest and back. So we hit the big upper body muscles first. We hit them together. After that, we would hit shoulders and arms, working on those appendages, and then lower body is all done in another session. So this is essentially the same schedule as the push-pull legs with, a bit more separation, and we're doing torso, legs, arms. Uh, Sustainability, I'm giving it moderate because again, you want to hit most things twice a week to see good growth. So that's 3 days a week just to go through each of the muscle groups. 6 days a week. Training is a lot for a lot of people. Um, I got to put that kind of in that low to medium range of it's not super sustainable because if you miss a day, hard to make it up, very hard to make it up. Um, from a results perspective, you'll see some good results as far as strength and size. I think um, pairing these larger muscle groups together, heavy lifts, the heavier the lift, the more muscle growth you'll see. And so we're really prioritizing overload here with heavy chest, heavy back, heavy shoulders, heavy arms, heavy legs. So you need a lot of time to recover. Um, Nutrition will be important. It's a tough one on the body, on the sleep, on it. It's a big 6 days a week is a challenge for a lot of people. Um, Not the most sustainable, not the uh, best results for the average person. We'll say you won't see the best results. Um, from an injury perspective, I have to put this one at high. The idea with an Arnold split is that you're looking to put on size. You should probably be expecting to lift heavy, obviously assuming your goals here is to get bigger. But if you're following the Arnold split, I would assume that's your goal. Yeah, I'd put the injury in the probably high category. You definitely want a spotter for this to make sure you don't get crushed. Adherence, I got to give it a low. Again, assuming you're looking for size, you're lifting heavy often. We don't want any of that to, we don't want especially if you're working out alone. You don't want to push this too hard. Sticking to it, the nutrition required, the time investment required, it's a lot. I'm going to give this a low for adherence. And overall, I'm going to put it in a C tier, and I'm going to move push pull legs down for the same reason. Just the complexity of maintaining a 6 day split is time consuming, very time consuming, and it's very tough. Um, yeah, it's a tough sell for a lot of people to get in there 6 days a week for at least 45 minutes. So I think I'll move push pull legs down to a B. While it's a great split, it works great logically, and you'll see great results. That sustainability factor here plays a huge role in it. Um, and I think that's kind of the trend we're seeing, right? A big ol' L for anything that requires you to be in there more than 4 days. It lacks flexibility. It lacks versatility for people that, they're on the move. You've got kids. You have a social life. You've got things you want to do, travel, um, go do things with friends. I don't know. 6 days a week is just a heavy ask for a lot of people. So we'll leave it like this. I think this would be our split. Full body, 2 to 3 times a week is the top tier, S tier, in my opinion. And the body part split is cheeks, in my opinion. Everything else falls in between that, and it's whatever fits your schedule. Um, Fitness isn't an all or nothing activity. It's maintenance. It's car maintenance. It's financial maintenance. It's mental maintenance. Um, Things don't run without continuously working on them. Just like our muscles, life tears away as we're stationary and stagnant. And the same thing happens to our health and fitness levels. Like if we're not constantly, building on it and putting money in that savings account and that retirement account, we're not going to see the long term returns on those. Um, so we have to make sure we're depositing into that account regularly, keeping things moving, keeping our joints lubed, keeping our muscles strong so that as we age, we can still be functioning, still be independent. Um, so if you're going into 2026 and you're trying to get a better health, so if you're going into 2026 and would like a better handle on your fitness, take this into account, take a screenshot. Um, Feel free to join the studio at Ambitiously Average Studio on school. We're looking to take off in 2026 and do a whole lot more stuff for the community. So be on the lookout for that. And it looks like we are right on the 30-minute mark. So we'll cut it there. Let's see if I can figure out how to use this thing again. Last chance to screenshot. All right. 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. So I appreciate everyone for coming to the coffee chat today. Few announcements. The studio will be closed next week. I will be traveling and out of town, but we will be open New Year's week. Check the calendar for all events. Excuse me. We'll have the next 3 months of events uploaded into the calendar before the end of the month. So watch that calendar, click the add calendar reminder for anything that you want to join, and we'll see y'all at the next one. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Appreciate you for coming to Ambitiously Average Studio.